guys, so I think I am going to replace these pads with, I have 3M felt pads, so not the cheap dollar store Velcro or the pads or whatever. And I want to replace it just because I think they're old and I think they got flat spots now, not right down to this metal base, but still I think not as smooth as can be. So I'm just going to take them out. I say I can just take them with my finger, and I want to see if these pads here are just going to be better quality, and let's get to it. Okay, so all the pads is nice and clean, and I don't know if I was going to say I don't know if I should just put one or two, but there is a little indentation. I don't know if you can see that, where the pad is supposed to go. So I think it should be fine, just one part instead of two. So let me just cut 3 little pieces out. I could always add more, but I don't think it needs it. And this 3M tape should be much better than something like the dollar store. So let's give it a shot and let's see it's more smoother. I don't know if the previous video, if you heard it, when I moved it, it was squeaking. So let's see if this makes any better difference. Okay, there we go. Let's put this guy on here. Oh wow, much smoother. It's hard to tell for you guys, but yeah, that did the trick. Just new Velcro pads. This is what it looks like. It's not round like it used to be, but I don't think it has to, but the movement is much smoother. Anyway guys, so there's a quick fix there. Okay guys, so here's the Astroscan. I got it on my AZ3, just so I can move it in any direction. It is mostly cloudy, but I've been waiting for about 3 hours for it to be clear. It is clear, it's starting to clear up. That's Jupiter, and up there, that's Saturn. So let's give it a shot and see how this guy performs. I'm going to be using my better eyepieces, not the ones that normally come with this guy. Let's take a look at Jupiter, because the clouds have come over there on that side. So I'm pretty sure I have to use this extension tube. Let me put the camera over here so I can face you guys. Okay, that way I'm talking into the camera. Okay, we're gonna see how easy it is to find anything in this guy. Okay, I believe I found a star and I defocused. It actually looks fairly symmetrical, like a nice donut. Now, how hard is it gonna be to find Jupiter? Should be up there somewhere, I think. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use a really low power eyepiece, a 38 millimeter, just to find it. The pads that I put here is working really well. As you guys seen in other videos, I can normally find something within a second or two. But this guy, it's actually not so easy. Oh, okay, I just found Hades star cluster with a 38 millimeter. Yeah, it looks pretty good. You know, the weather said it was going to clear. Okay, found Jupiter finally. Let me go back to a 24 millimeter, which is almost similar to the 28 that it would come with. Yeah, definitely I would say a finder scope would be handy. Okay, I mean, I can't really see much in this power. It's about 18 power, which is very low. I can definitely see the 4 moons and Jupiter as a sphere, but that's about it. Okay, I'm going all the way up to a 6.7. Probably you would think is high power, but it's only 66 power. Okay, so now I can see more detail. I can see it, at least all 4 moons, 2 of the banding, and now we have thin clouds that came again. The good thing is like thin, so I can still observe. Okay, I'm going to use a 4.7 ultra wide, which gives about 95 power. Now that I use much higher power and I defocus, I can see it's not perfectly aligned anymore. It's a little bit off, but I thought this guy had no way to collimate it, so that's going to be a little problem. I wonder if it's a secondary mirror then. It's a tiny bit off. The donut's not perfectly centered anymore, so with a fast telescope like this and f4, collimation has to be, really tighter than normal. But I do see Jupiter and 4 of its moons, 2 of its bands. So the problem I see right now, just with my little testing that I'm doing, is this focus is a bit of a tricky, because it's not really working. I have to actually push it in and out, and it's kind of tricky to get exactly where you want focus. So I'm trying to pull it out while I still rack the button in and out. It doesn't always work, or not as good as I would hope. If I go really slow, I think the next thing I have to do, even though those pads I put is good, if I don't fix this focus properly or replace it, I think it's a little finicky. I think only like the low to medium powers is okay, and maybe even on deep sky objects might be better, because you're just going to see a gray smudge, a puff ball in the eyepiece. But if you want to get critical focus on this one, I don't think it's going to work that well. So let me hop over and go to Saturn, which is on the other side of the sky, and see. Okay, I believe I found Saturn. I would also say, I think, if I was going to keep this guy for a while, I probably would put a Rigel finder scope on him and then fix the focus. Okay, that's not a bad image of Saturn. Pretty good. I'm at a 4.7 millimeter, which is giving me 95 power. So it's not bad. I mean, the image quality looks pretty good. I'm going to try one more object. I'm going to try to look for the Pleiades star cluster and see. Okay, there we go. Okay, I got a 38 millimeter, which is 11 power. So basically like binoculars with a single eye. Deep sky object, okay, like on this it looks pretty good. But again, it's a little tricky to find because you got the ball there, so it's not like you can look straight along the tube, right? So you have to kind of guess where the tube is in comparison to the ball. And when I look, I'm kind of thinking it's almost like 20 degrees where I think the ball is. It's kind of 20 degrees further that way, towards the tube. So it's gonna probably be a little tricky to get accustomed to that. I guess a few more times, but I think a finder scope would definitely help on this guy. I think that's probably it for today. Unless the finder scope is easy. I got a few extra Rigel bases, so I could put one on here temporarily. Even if it's with a cheap dollar stores, double-sided sticky tape, just because it's less sticky than a good quality 3M. And I probably don't know if I'm going to keep this guy the long haul, right? So I'd rather it not stick as much. And but I got to figure out the focus. I got to figure out how to fix it properly where it racks in and out, or can I even replace it with, even if it's a helical or 1.25 inch, I don't know, and try that, because there's no point right now me doing a comparison if I find it a little tricky. The smoothness now is actually pretty good, so I like that. So anyways, I think that's going to be it for this episode, guys. I waited 3 hours for it to get clear. Finally, it's clearing up. But those two items are a little bit of a pain in the butt. So let me work on that, and maybe I will come up with a scenario, and then we'll give it another go. I'll see if it's easier, and then once I figure that out, then we can test it with a 4-inch f5 refracting telescope, since both of these are made for low power wide field viewing. So far it seems to be okay. It's not 100% aligned, so at the low powers it looked fine, but then when you get to the high powers, it's not. So I've got to see, I mean, from what I read, there's no way to adjust it. Even though it's not too far off, it's still going to affect it in an F4 system. So if you guys have any suggestions, let me know, and or maybe I'll do some reading and see. And that's it. Anyway, guys, like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you on the next video. If you know anybody getting in the hobby, please share my link. I do have members videos where once a month I do a video strictly for the members. It does not go on the regular channel. It is 99 cents to join a month. So it's very cheap. It helps me purchase stuff like this to show you guys videos and do testing. So if you'd like to help support the channel and grow and buy product, please help out. Anyway, why not you? Why not me? Okay, guys, here we go. So I actually have 3 Rigels, maybe like 6 bases. That's what it looks like. It's a little bit tall, but I think it will work. So I got to figure out now about the alignment, figure out this focus thing. Okay, guys, so to take out these focus wheels, you're gonna need one of these little small screwdriver sets, and there is a little hole, flathead screwdriver, a little tiny one that you would use like on your eyeglasses. So one comes out. It was a little tight, but it will come out. Okay, so both are out. Then I think I can, yeah, okay, I see what's going on. So the little bar here has like little teeth in the middle, and I guess that's how it grips. So probably this part is becoming thin. And that's all there is to it. It's pretty straightforward. I don't know if Teflon tape would be better on this, or maybe just put like electrical tape to make it thicker, so then it has, so it squeezes, eyepiece extender, and maybe then it gives it more friction. So I'm gonna try the electrical tape first. I don't know, it's an easy fix. I can take it out if I have to. Okay, so what I noticed, and maybe you guys would like to know, if you pull this pin out, then wrap it, and then try to get it in, there's no way. It is exactly the size of the hole. So what I figured out is, what I'm doing is have that pin in there, then with your finger, slide whatever you want. In this case, I'm using electrical tape, so slide it in with your finger. And it's a little tricky, but I don't think it's thick enough. Okay, let's do it again. Hey guys, so the update is, no matter how much I put there, it still doesn't feel like it's doing contact with it. So I don't think it's gonna work, and I don't really know what else to do. By chance, I do have a 1.25" rack and pinion. It works, fairly well. It's nothing high end, but I don't think there's any way how to adapt these two, especially with this upper thing here. I mean, the only thing I'm thinking, and I don't even know if I should go there, is just cut this part out and then see if I can put this guy, well, it's going to be like, you know what I mean? It's going to be, let's say here, but over here. That totally changes it, but it definitely will make it work much better. So I am kind of out of options right now. I don't know if I should do that. If I do that, and what happens if it doesn't work? I don't know if it's going to be basically for parts or garbage. So I don't know. What would you guys do to fix this? So it's pretty much just a hollow part here with this focus here. It's really it. It's just a hollow tube, no optics or anything in there anyway. So my thinking is, it actually looks like it could work. I just have to open up this hole a tiny bit more, and it looks like I just need a couple millimeters, like 2-3 millimeters, and this will fit right inside. Then I could just screw this into here, and then, so let me show you. So it looks like it's just almost fits in, just a couple millimeters, this part right here, which I can easily grind out. And then if I just cover this part, I do have a red, let me show you. Okay, so how does that look? So I have a red Folgers tin that's already wasted. So this part here, I could take a little bit here, or maybe even red duct tape or something, and just to cover that one. This is the part I'm gonna need, and that's it. I'll get rid of this, and this would work much better. Hey, now I know why this pinion did not work, and it was probably lodged all the way inside, and I didn't even realize, is they had a rubber that encased, and you could see where it's worn, where the eyepiece adapter and housing went up and down. So this probably went over that rod, and somehow that was no longer on the rod. So I didn't even see this when I pulled it out. It wasn't there. So I don't know how that got mislodged. So it doesn't matter now anyway. But just thought I'd let you guys know in the future, then maybe the easy fix on this guy that makes it, well, still usable, is make sure you have the rubber there, and if it looks all worn out, especially there in the middle, get a new rubber, and maybe that's it. But let me keep going on this project and see if putting a real focuser would be even better than this. Okay, sorry guys, so I actually did this off camera, so let me show you what I done. So first thing is I had to take the corrector plate and secondary out again, because there was a little lip here, so I had to shave a little bit more here so the focuser can sit properly and nice and flat. Then I drilled a couple holes, and I still got to put the secondary and the corrector plate back, and then I'm gonna cover this back up, and it's a little tight. I think I'll just loosen it a little, and I think that will work much better. Now, will it focus and will it work? Let's see. Okay, it's basically ready. It's nice and tightened. I put the Rigel on there, so let me align it, and let's take a look at the moon. The only thing I hope I don't have to change is the screws that I use. It's about 1/2 inch still before it goes all the way down, so hopefully I might have to change the screws to short ones. These are 1 inch, that's all I have. So probably if I get 3/4 of an inch or 5/8 of an inch, probably will be perfect, and I'll have to open it up again. So I'll worry about that then. Okay guys, so those screws there, I only had 1 inch screws. There you go, you can see them a little better. And they used to hit. So I found 3/4 inch, and it just makes it. So now the focus racks all the way down. So let's see if it focuses now. Okay guys, a little hiccup. So it doesn't focus because it doesn't have enough in focus. I guess this thing was a little bit lower, even though it had a tall extension tube. So without this thing here, it does focus. So I wonder, could I maybe tap a little thumb screw over here, and then that would probably fix it. Or get a smaller version of this. Sorry guys, so I did that off camera. So this was the adapter here. So I just tapped a screw hole over here. I didn't want to mess up the threads in case it needed to be changed in the future, so I did it just below, and there you go. So I just used the same thumb screw that came out of here, and now it goes much lower. Let's go test it out. Okay, it works perfect. So I'm just holding it, which is not the best way to do it, but as you can see, it comes to focus. I could get my camera adapter, put it there, but it works. But I also took a chance in doing that. There we go. So it has better movement. Finder scope is now precise. You know exactly where you're pointing. The focus works, I think, much better, even though I had to alter that. At least you can use a regular focuser, and you can put a camera adapter here because it's solid enough, unless it slips, type of thing. But that's a different story. But to me, that seems to work. So now that this is all fixed, I think we should do a comparison of this guy, which is 4¼ inch, against a 4-inch f5 refracting telescope. Because remember, once you minus the central obstruction and the percentage lost in the bouncing of the two mirrors, it's probably pretty much near equal to a 4-inch refracting telescope anyway. And the short tube 4-inch is made for low power wide field, so is this. So why don't we kind of do a comparison side by side and see what we get. What's a better view? Anyway, guys, like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next video. It worked out for me this time, but there could have been a chance that it didn't work out and I would have been in trouble. But I had a feeling I could have made it work. And I did have the focuser lying around. Nothing expensive, but, you know, I did actually put it for sale a couple times for, I can't remember, 20 bucks. No one bought it, so I'm glad no one bought it and I used it for this. So, anyway, like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you on the next video. If you know anybody getting in the hobby, oh, there's Joey over there in the background. If you know anybody getting in the hobby, share my channel. If you know anybody that likes tinkering, like me and John, other friend YouTuber, then share my channel. And I have members videos where once a month I post a video just for the members. It does not go live, and that's something they only see. It's only 99 cents a month, so why not join? Why not you? Why not me?